Hey guys, it's Mia. I'm here with you today to do this look. It is a full coverage, everyday glam work makeup with no eyeshadow. It is in lap, it does include lashes, and it is full coverage, but it is all drugstore. There are a couple of things that you cannot get at the drugstore that I didn't have, like that I could use from the drugstore, but they are drugstore prices. For example, Colourpop and Morphe are included in this video, and I personally think compared to some other drugstore brands that are at CVS and Walmart, that Morphe and Colourpop are very comparable. So there's just a few of those items thrown into here. So if you guys like this look, then just keep on watching and I will give you the full tutorial on how to achieve this. So first I'm going to go in with the Morphe Prep and Set makeup setting spray. I don't actually have a drugstore primer. I mean, I use a lot of drugstore and high-end products mixed together, but I just don't have a drugstore primer because I personally think that Morphe's prices are pretty comparable to drugstore. Like I know like the Lumi one from L'Oreal, I like it as well, and I think it's like 15 or 16, and the Morphe Prep and Set is only 15. I think it's $14.99 on the website. So yeah, and if you live in California, I think you can get it in the store, but I'm on the opposite end of the country. So anyways, so I'm just gonna go in with this like as my prep. And I absolutely love this. I think I'm gonna go in with the Milani one. The one thing I'll say about Milani's foundations, they have got to get a better range for colors. I mean, when I'm tan, I use 01 Creamy Vanilla, which is the lightest that you can get. So when my spray tan is gone, like it's kind of sad. And I will say ahead of time, I did go ahead and fill in my brows before starting because it's scary when I don't have brows on. And if you guys want, I will do a brow routine for you. I have such thin brows and they're so scarce. They're like the hairs are light, there's not a lot of hair there. And I basically feel like I make a new brow. I definitely go with the way my brows are naturally shaped, but I personally feel like I make a new brow. And just to keep it like at drugstore pricing, I did go in with the Colourpop their brow pencil, and I think it's great. Like if you're looking for like something with a cheaper price point than Anastasia, which don't get me wrong, like Anastasia Brow Wiz and the pomade, those are my two favorite brow products of all time. But if you're looking for something like $6 compared to 20, you definitely would like this. It fills in very well. I think the main difference for me is it goes on almost a little bit more harsh than the Anastasia one. I can go in pretty heavily with it and not get too thick of a brow, but this I have to be really careful. But I do think it's great. So I'm just gonna pump some on the back of my hand. And I'm actually using my Real Technique sponge. Love this sponge. I can honestly say I like my Beauty Blender, but it's better than the Beauty Blender. And the Morphe sponges are amazing. And I'll be looking down. I'll try to keep my head up. And if there are any drugstore products that you guys think are like amazing that I should try, let me know. I love high-end and drugstore. I have a good mix of it all. The county that I live in, the town that I live in, the CVS, not being mean, but like it's a very small town, so like there is not a lot to offer, and I literally have to drive to the next county over to find anything decent, and it still like is kind of sad like how little they have compared to like if I go into a big city. By the way, the nearest big city, like semi-big city, is 2 hours away from where I live, so very small town. We do have a Walgreens too, like about 30 minutes away from where I live, but they still don't have everything that most Walgreens have, but it's still a pretty good Walgreens. Okay, so now that I have my foundation all blended out, I actually think once I get, speaking of the tan lines, once I get my bronzer on my cheeks, I feel like that'll blend out just fine. I'm gonna be going in with the Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. This is an amazing concealer for a drugstore. I will probably, like I have other ones that I like, but this one is my favorite for sure. And I put it on I feel like that's my thing that I dislike the most about my face without makeup is how dark I enter my eyes naturally, like just very dark. And because I'm so pale naturally, I feel like it like stands out even more. I do under my eyes, and then of course like I highlight parts of my face too. And one thing I definitely do, I always take my concealer. I know other people do this as well, but I always put my concealer here because I do crease very bad in my smile lines. Like that shows up the quickest for me. So I always bake and always conceal in my crease for sure. So I am gonna bake just a little bit. Like I try to avoid major steps that I do like when I have more time, just for like my everyday work routine. And this stuff, yes, I realize it smells like my granny, and she has used this powder forever. But it is amazing for baking, and it's a great drugstore product. I think I actually got mine on Amazon. I'm pretty positive it was like $6 or something, so it's really not bad at all. So I'm just gonna go under my eyes with it, and I'm not like hardcore, like I'm not putting a whole big bunch on. I just want enough to like set under the eye while I do some other things. And I do apply just a little bit to the top of my lid with my beauty blender. I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild contour stick first. It's in the shade 806 Wears Walnut. And I'm just gonna, like, I'm not doing like, I guess for some this is intense contour, but for me, I'm not going in like, you know, completely crazy, but I am going to just like hit the parts of my face that I like to contour. Now, one thing I do have naturally like pretty decent cheekbones, but I feel like I have a lot of fat surrounding them. And those are the places that I normally hit. Like I go on the cheekbone, like obviously down my nose, around my forehead because I do have like a larger forehead, and right under my lip. Just it looks a lot harsher on camera than it does in my mirror, but I really like this brush. It almost needs like a little bit of setting spray, just a little bit to help it move. Yeah. And it's actually not lifting my foundation off, which is really nice. Like a lot of the times brushes, like I have to be really careful. On this region of my face, it'll pull the foundation right off, so I have to be really careful with that. Yeah, I really like this brush. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in, since this is all kind of sat for just a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Goodbye Photo Flashback Pressed Powder. It's a Photofocus pressed powder. And A25C Tan Beige. This is what it looks like. CVS sticker right on top. And I'm going in with a brush that pretty soon is no longer available, and I feel bad to use these, but they're great brushes for the price point, so I am going to go in with them. But it's actually from 10 Buck Brush, and I'm not even sure what number this one is or what name this one has, but I bought so many of their brushes when I found out they were going out of business. I'm not sure really like the whole reason behind like why they are going out of business. I know like things I read on Instagram were in regards to like, you know, people not giving reviews like they promised. I'm not really sure, like I'm guessing like from PR packages, like I'm not sure, but I really hate it because I will say like for the price point, that are very quality, I wouldn't consider them like as good as Morphe brushes, because hands down I think Morphe and Sigma are my two favorite brushes, but for the price point Morphe has everybody beat. But for the quality of these brushes, like the 10 Buck brushes were super good. But they're going out of business, and they recently had a sale where they were all $1. Like obviously before they were all $10, and they were all $1, and I bought so many brushes. Like, it was pointless, but now I have a stock. Plus I can give some to friends and family. So yeah, I just took this powder and I go in pretty heavy with it because it's not really worth it. It's not super full coverage, but it covers well over top of foundation. So yeah, I pounced a lot of it in and then I buffed some of it in different places. It just depends. Depends on where I thought it needed it the most. And as I did that, I obviously I buffed out the airbrush from underneath my eyes and in my smile lines. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. I love this mascara. I think it's awesome. I think I mentioned in my last video. I use it honestly every single day, even over my high-end ones. It's just super black. It's pretty volumizing for me. I do not like it at all when I first buy it. That sounds so silly, but it's watery and I don't love it as much. I like it to dry up just a little bit and then it's amazing. Okay. Whatever. Okay. I do go in pretty heavy with the mascara, just like at the base and bring it up to the tips, obviously, so that none of my lashes show through. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Faux Mink 812, and it's just the Duo lash adhesive. It's really good for a drugstore lash adhesive, so that's what I'm going to go in with. Actually, it's the Photofocus pressed powder from Wet n Wild in the shade Cocoa, and it's great for setting your contour and getting a little bit more on your cheeks after you put powder on. And I'm just barely, I tap in it, you know, kind of swirl it around, and I tap off all of the excess, so what's down in the brush is what will be kind of coming off and creating that line. And I just tend to go with, it shows up way more on camera, I swear, than it does in person. But anyways, I just go with the shape of what my cheekbone is, and I don't curve it because I think that makes my cheeks look bigger. I just kind of go at a sharp angle and a little bit of a line. Actually, I'm gonna go back through with my big powder brush and kind of blend it out because I feel like that helps. I swear though, in person, it is not as defined as it looks on camera, but that's okay. So on the other cheek, I do go under my chin just a little bit. I just don't really like to cream contour under my chin, mainly because I touch my face all day long and it ends up coming off anyway. And of course, back around to my forehead. Then I just take, for my nose, I don't like it to be overly defined, so I just take a really small little crease brush, tap into the powder just the same as I did with the other brush, and I just go along the outer parts of the bridge of my nose and the front, at the bottom, the very tip, and just go back. I go around up here just a little bit because that part of my nose I feel like it's pretty big. I've broken my nose several times and I feel like the bridge is just wider now. And then I just go back in with my big fluffy brush just to make sure everything is blended out. Here I applied those e.l.f. Faux Mink lashes. Sadly, you couldn't see me because I had my head bent down. Hope you enjoy the view of the back of my head, but I just applied those lashes, so yeah. But I tend to put a little bit of mascara just at the base to blend my lashes out because that's what I like to do. I really feel like it is definitely preference, so you just do what makes you comfortable, but I personally don't mind it with these lashes to go in with a little bit of mascara. I think it blends them better. These are definitely really wispy, but you can't see them that well, so I like to go in with a little bit of my carbon black. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer. This is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I think it's amazing and I love it. I'm just going with a big powder brush because I like to bronze the whole face, but really focus the point of the powder brush on the apples, well, the back part of my cheek, not the apples of my cheek. And I feel like you can go too crazy with this, but I don't ever feel that I went too crazy with this bronzer. I always start it on my cheeks, and then I kind of will dust the remaining, down on my neck, around the sides of my neck. I just think this is the perfect bronzer, and of course I go back over my forehead. And just a little bit, I'll just let the excess go on the rest of my face. Y14, love this highlighting brush. It's from the Rose Gold, is it from the Rose Gold collection? No, it's just from it's just from the Gold collection. I don't even know, whatever. It's the Y14 from Morphe. And I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Precious Petals Megaglo highlighting powder. This is a super good drugstore highlighter. Like, it's amazing. So, I don't know how well you can see that. We'll zoom in. And I'm just gonna go on the tops of my cheekbones. You can see, like, that is a really good drugstore highlighter. Don't remember how much it was. I'm pretty positive it was $3.99, so I think that's awesome. And it's a really good dupe for, definitely not as shiny, definitely not as poppin', but a really good dupe for Champagne Pop from Becca. And of course, I go in extra. And I do drag it down on my cheek just a little bit because I do my blush last. Most of the time I do my blush last, and it covers that up a little bit, but it just gives it a really nice glow. Now I dip my finger in and go down the bridge of my nose just a little bit, and then I take my brush just on the tip, not too much. I don't want it to be like too bright. Then I go on my Cupid's bow. I use the excess down on the bottom of my chin and in the center of my forehead and bring it back down to the bridge. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with my absolute favorite drugstore blush of all time, the Milani Luminoso. I think this is an amazing blush, and I could probably use it every day of my life and never use another blush again. I have other blushes. I won't be getting rid of those at any time soon, but this blush is amazing. The pigment, the color, it works great for my skin tone when I'm fair, when I have my spray tan. And I typically just go really feathery or kind of in a light circle, barely, like I don't press it down hard, and I just hit the apples of my cheeks, and I do not bring it down very low because I do not like for blush to drag your cheeks down. It looks like I got a little excited. I swear it's picking up more on camera. And then zoom back out and do the other cheek. And I almost flick like kind of upwards, so like none of the powder is getting down. I don't like it to drag my face down. And I do have very prominent cheekbones and very round cheeks, so I feel like it tends to drag my face down if I put too much down here. That's why I like to contour and cut it all off there and keep the rest going up because it lifts your face up. Okay, now that we have the lashes done, I'm gonna go in with my Colourpop, it's Exit Cream Gel Liner. I'm gonna go in with it and my waterline. The thing I'm gonna do before I spray my face is go back in with the Wet n Wild highlighter across the brow bone. And I do about halfway where the arch of my eyebrow is beginning to start, and I go all the way to the tip of my brow. You can just see it gives it a little bit of a pop. And I go in pretty heavy. I get quite a lot on my brush. I don't have a ton of fallout with this highlighter, so I get quite a bit on there, so I really get that pigment. You can even spray your brush if you want to get a little bit more pigment on but on my brow bone, I tend to just like something like that. Okay, then I will be going in on my inner corner because I do love for my inner corner to pop with an e.l.f. eyeshadow. It's their loose pigments. Their mineral eyeshadow in the shade Angelic. It's a loose eyeshadow. I feel like it needs setting. And I'm just gonna go right here. Yeah, I need more for sure. Right here on the inner corner. Oh yeah, love that. Yes, I think that's beautiful. Last will be lips, and what I love about this look for me personally, depending on the outfit I wear, it goes with everything. Matte cream from Milani. I love this one. It's a really pretty pinky nude. It's in the shade, and it's just a liquid lip, so you can put a gloss right over top. Setting spray from Milani. I think it is amazing. It smells nice, feels good. My makeup does last longer with it. And I think it's a great refresher for throughout the day too. One more squirt for good measure. This is my everyday go-to look, and I feel like it's pretty simple. Obviously this tutorial is in depth, so it's gonna take a lot longer with me talking to you, talking through it, showing everything than it would for me on a daily basis. But I would say for me on a daily basis, this look takes me 25-30 minutes. So if you were gonna skip steps, I would definitely probably say, like, if you don't fill your brows in the way that I do, you can just use like a brush on brow gel that's tinted or just a clear brow gel. You can also skip the lashes. I mean, that's a given. You can just curl your own lashes and go in really heavy with that carbon black, and you're gonna look just as good. I just like the way lashes make me pop. I just think it adds something that my real lashes can't do. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this look. If you have any questions, please let me know down below, comments, anything. Please leave it a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel. I'm still in the beginning, so it's a learning process for me, but I really hope that you guys enjoy. Thank you so much. Bye. Yeah, it's not really, where is it? Voluminous carbon, whatever. Ah! I just wiped half my eyebrow off. I have a next one too. Okay, well, I forgot. I've never, and you'll get a full, So if you guys like this look, then please keep on watching, and the tutorial is coming up.